Perfect. Thank you, sir.
If I've ever given
I
a
will
fake number, I give my
probably
parents'
text you, let you know when I hit to start streaming, so we can that way we just do that all weekend, and then once I get back, we'll kind of figure out what I need to do so I can get that go live button for the camp of next week. All right. Thanks so much, sir. Bye. We are officially streaming live.
Nice. Oh, I have their lineup.
Oh, perfect. I'm just gonna get it off the SAGcast because that way it makes it much easier. We're the visiting team?
Yes.
Okay. So we're batting first.
I'm really bad.
I don't know it either, but I just want to see someone.
Oh no, 100%. Leandra. Nice to meet you. Just getting situated. You guys play already? Okay. One more later. Right now? Okay. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, and then I'll send you. I sent you our TRO already, right? Okay. Perfect. Okay. Cool. And then Saturday night I'll send you our tab too. So you have that. And then if you need anything else, I'll be there on Sunday too. So.
Have a couple extra eyes.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can send it to you.
Andrew, can you
Oh, yep.
accidentally hit the
You're good.
power button? I'm like, ah!
There you go.
Thank you.
Yes.
Nia Carter,
Yes.
Tatiana Roman, Corey Bennett,
Denali Lesser.
Denali Lecker, Sammy Diaz, Grace Barnes,
Bain.
Bain,
Yeah.
Amber Decina. Decina.
She's not in. Is she? She's not in the lineup.
Okay, I mean
It's 28.
28. Got it.
Avery Jackson.
And then Jalen Adams and Skylin Pogue.
Yes.
Awesome.
And then our flex, our left fielder, if you need to say it, it's Echo Mattiello.
Mattiello.
Probably. Okay. I'll hold up. We can't.
I think
Do they do it? Like, do they call that?
no.
I don't know.
No?
No.
Okay.
Not in this setting. My brain is broke. My brain is broken today.
How I feel right now.
An hour. We would see ice. Well, they were ice.
Like I'll be fine after like the first inning and a half.
That's like the first thing you got here 30 minutes before game time.
Exactly. That part.
Can't.
That part. That part. I'm like,
Yeah. That was not fun.
No, and I got your, because I got here at 11:30, which you said when I got here was when I saw you email at 12. I was like, okay, so I went back, chilled, charged my phone, got back here at 12:30. I don't see you. I'm like,
Yeah, it was.
I know.
It was something else this morning.
You got there?
Sammy, you can do it. Hold on. No. Charlie's not here. We can't start. That was me texting Matt. He's cooking for me. Cooking. That'd be. I'm just sitting here pretending like I'm doing something. No. So this game, it's okay. This morning I realized all of that.
Are you guys good? Do you need anything?
Not anything. Because you have an umbrella.
Live from ROC Park here in Madeira Beach, Florida. Hawkeye softball is on the air on Learfield. Glad you're with us on this Friday afternoon as the Iowa Hawkeyes will begin the annual spring break trip to the Sunshine State here in the spring games. They'll take on the reigning Sun Belt pitcher of the league, Olivia Lackey, and the Jaguars of the University of South Alabama. Good afternoon, everyone. Victor Anderson, glad to be with you. We're near the Hawkeye dugout, just along the third base side. Iowa will serve as the visitors for today's matchup between themselves and USA. Here, Carter will lead things off for the Hawkeyes against Olivia Lackey, who won her second Sun Belt pitcher of the week last week. And Carter will lead things off for the Hawkeyes wearing the Road Blacks today. Iowa in gold trimmed with white. They'll be in the third base dugout to our left. And Carter takes that outside for a strike. We're on the way on this Friday afternoon. Wind, as you can hear, blowing out towards right center field on this beautiful Friday afternoon here in Madeira Beach. And we're glad you're with us on the Hawkeye Radio Network from Learfield. The 0-1 to Carter. Takes that upstairs, count is even on the ball and a strike. Carter comes in with an 11-game on-base streak and hits in 5 straight games. Try to extend those streaks early on here on this Friday afternoon. 1-1 gets in the knees, and Carter falls behind the Lackey. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Earlier this morning over Chattanooga in a well-pitched game, Jaguars got the lone run in the first inning to improve to 14-7 overall in the season. 1-2. Misses away, count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jaguars, red tops, white uniforms. USA in the white with the blue trim. They're in the first base dugout, coached by Becky Clark, the elder stateswoman of the Sun Belt Conference. Carter flips the 2-2 into the glove of the shortstop, just into shallow left field, and it's 1 down here in the Iowa first. You hear the wind blowing over, and from our broadcast position, that one goes outside. It's ball 1. Ironically enough, this is the matchup with the only two teams here in Madeira Beach that brought radio broadcasters here to the Sunshine State this weekend. 1-0 fouled off to the screen, just over to our right. Count is even at a ball and a strike. And it's on in outside corner. It says the strike count is even. Counts down 1 ball, 2 strikes. Down low and away. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 down, and a Hawkeye first. Iowa serving as the visitors today. Whips out a pitch. Great movement from Lackey, and she picks up the strikeout. So 2 quick outs for the Hawkeyes in the top of the first. Going to bring in the freshman, Tori Bennett. Bennett coming in, hitting .333, 8 RBIs. That gets down in the knees for strike 1. Hawkeyes coming in with an 11-8 record, hitting .290 as a team. Last weekend went to Conway, Arkansas. Participated in the Adam Brown Memorial Shamrock Classic, went 3-1. Weekend bookended with losses, 6-4 to South Dakota and a 5-0 loss to Omaha. Had a chance to talk to the head Hawkeye, Renee Gillespie, prior to the team's trip down to Florida a couple of days ago, and really emphasized the focus on getting the team back as healthy as possible as Bennett pops that one up to second. Weighing forward, calling forward, making the catch over at second base is Dallas Cordova, and the Hawkeyes go down in order in the top of the first. And Iowa will look to keep South Alabama off the scoreboard here in the bottom of the first inning. As in the circle for Iowa will be the freshman, number 12, Jalen Adams from Fort Dodge, getting to start today for Coach Gillespie and company. So Iowa pitching staff and the first-year assistant Brian Levin, who has really improved in terms of their pitching staff this year, 2.06 ERA. Dodge making her collegiate debut. Again, 5'8" from Fort Dodge. So was a 5-sport athlete in high school. Played volleyball, track and field, basketball, and also was on the swim team. The Hawkeyes will take the field defensively here in the bottom of the first inning. Meredith Keel leading things off for the Jaguars. I guess the freshman Adams, her first pitch as collegiate, is in for a strike. Brasher will hit in the 2-hole. Sasha Willems will hit third. Victoria Ortiz will hit cleanup. Gabby Stagner will hit fifth. Abby Allen hitting sixth. As Adams gets that inside to Keel. Evens the count on the ball and a strike. Or Dallas Cordova, she'll hit seventh. Bailey Welch will hit eighth. Marley Sims will hit in the 9-hole for South Alabama. Flare to left center, and a good hustle over and again makes catch for out number 1. So 1 down.
in the bottom of the first. Now comes Mackenzie Brasher to the plate. Swing and a miss, strike one. We'll give it the Iowa defense after the 0-1. This goes outside. Defense for Iowa. Echo Matilio was in left. Tatiana Romans in center, Nia Carter in right. Sammy Diaz at first. Grace Barnes getting to start at second today. Tori Bennett over at short. And that one goes foul. Just past third. Playing a hot corner today for the Hawkeyes will be Amber DeSena. Behind the plate during the catching for Iowa this afternoon will be Skyland Pogue, and in the circle as we referenced will be Jalen Adams. Adams will hit for herself in the 8-hole this afternoon. Count is even, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Brasher. Ground ball over the short. Bennett makes the catch. Makes the throw over the first in time for out number 2. So 2 away for the Jaguars in the first. And that's in for a strike to the catcher, Shasha Williams. And you hear the wind right behind us. We're just off of the right-handed batter's box in Madeira Beach. We're in field 2 of 3 field comp fields, and just goes foul over the third. No score here in the bottom of the first. Jalen Adams on the bump for Coach Renee Gillespie, making her first ever start for the Black and Gold on this Friday afternoon, trying to retire the Jaguars in order. One bowling ball past Coach Clark over on the third base side and foul. Counts now 0-2. First of 9 games we'll broadcast for you here in the next 2 weeks on the Hawkeyes trip to Florida here on the Hawkeye Radio Network on Learfield. We'll have 5 of the 6 games they'll be playing in Madeira Beach, and we'll have the games Friday and Saturday at USF. Breaking ball just over the third base side, but foul. Almost kissed off the glove. Over at third base by DeSena. And the count will stay 0-2. Jaguars have made some good contact this afternoon. This first time through versus Adams. But Adams appears poised in her first inning as an Iowa Hawkeye, the 0-2. That one will flip over towards the concession stands over to our right. On the play, we'll do it again, 0-2. Second time these two programs have met. They met in February 25th, 2020, a 3-2 loss for Iowa. Change up, misses upstairs. Adams still ahead, 1-2. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Scoreless between the Jaguars and the Hawkeyes. High and outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Like to see Adams trying to see, goes back inside to see what Coach Levin calls from the dugout. There's another pitch down low and scoots past the fence along the Iowa dugout at third. Count stays 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jalen Adams battling with the 3-hole hitter, Sasha Williams. Picked up the lone RBI in their 1-0 win versus Chattanooga earlier this morning. And we'll do it again to another pitch fouled off. An opportunity for Adams here, getting her first start against a very strong South Alabama team, part of a very deep Sun Belt conference. She strikes her out. First career K for Jalen Adams, and she retires the Jaguars in order here in the bottom of the first. 3-3 down, go USA. We'll head to the top of the second. Hawkeyes and Jaguars scoreless. This is Iowa softball from Learfield. Back in Madeira Beach, Florida, Victor Anderson with you. Going to the top of the second. Lackey and Adams retiring to respect as we go into inning number 2, no score. Delaney Locker, Sammy Diaz, and Grace Baines will take on Olivia Lackey in the top of the second. Locker takes that one inside, ball 1. Locker finally steps in the box, hitting .311 in the season. And that one gets over on the knees, strike 1. Ball and a strike to Locker. Locker this year hitting .311. Pacing the Iowa offense, 5 home runs, 23 driven in. They'll appeal over the first, see if she swing. Umpire first says she did not. So count 2-1 in favor of the leading one producer for Iowa. Locker slices that one to right. That one will stay in play and caught in right field for out number 1 by Ortiz. So now I'll bring up Diaz. Diaz 40. Home run, 8 RBIs, takes the strike from Locker. Locker comes into this game 3-1, 7-3. ERA just under 2. One Sun Belt pitcher of the week honors for the second time this year. As Diaz swings and misses, makes the count 0-2. No 2. We'll flip that one foul. That one go over to the just off the fence near the one of 2 tennis courts right behind us. Got tennis courts on either side of us and a basketball court in the middle. Games are being held this weekend in Madeira. Another 0-2. Oh, strike 3. Now goes Diaz looking. Second K for Olivia Lackey, 2 down for the Hawkeyes in the second. So 2 down for Grace Barnes. Barnes getting to start the second, hitting .288. 6 RBIs this season for Grace. And the Hawkeyes as the team hitting 290 on the season. And have been much improved in terms of their hitting prowess from last year to this year. Off to one of the best starts under Coach Vinay Gillespie's tenure in Iowa City. 2 balls, no strikes. Barnes at the plate, 2 down, top of the second. Hanks that one up. That's in it for a strike, counts 2-1. Got a ball, foul ball flying over from field 1. Now the field's so close to each other, you will have those moments where a foul ball from either field will come back in. And again, you hear that wind really picking up. Two balls and a strike. And she takes that for a strike, makes it even 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Top of the second, 2 away. Lackey trying to go 6 up, 6 down. Good looking pitch, doesn't get the call. Count is full, 3-2. Good take by second baseman to make the count full. 3-2 to count the Baines. Baines gets jammed. That will just, that was going to be out of the reach of the shortstop, but she does make the catch, and that ends the inning. So Hawkeyes again, 3 up, 3 down. We'll head to the South Alabama second. No score. Listening to Iowa softball from Learfield. Back in Madeira Beach, we go into the bottom of the second inning. Hawkeyes and Jaguars scoreless. Victor Anderson, glad you're with us on this beautiful yet blustery Friday afternoon. Right here on the west coast of Florida. 4-5-6 coming up for the Jaguars. Victoria Ortiz, followed by Gabby Stagner and Abby Allen. They'll take on the freshman Jalen Adams. First pitch swung left center. That will track back and into the glove. A nice, beautiful, nice running catch in left field for Echo Mattiello for round number 1. That ball got a good jump off the bat of Ortiz, but Echo hustled in to make the catch. 1 pitch and 1 down in the USA second as the wind continues to pick up here from our broadcast position. Just to the left of the third base dugout where the Hawkeyes reside. Stagner, she again swinging on first pitch. That one goes foul. It almost, that ball almost landed up on over on the grill in the concession stands. I would like, did someone order the softball burger medium rare with the pickles and the ketchup? Your burger will be ready in a few minutes. Down and inside, counted even a ball and strike. Nice contingent of black and gold making a trip to the Sunshine State on spring break 2023. The 0-1 to Stagner. Pops that one up. And it'll be the third baseman, Making a catch is the center. Round. So 2 away. 5 up, 5 down for Jalen Adams, and she'll take on the designated player, Abby Allen. Allen this year hitting .250. She swings to the first pitch, ground ball to short. Let's play it by Bennett. And Jalen Adams off to a strong start on the Iowa Hawkeye debut. She's retired 6 straight. South Alabama Jaguars will head to the top of the third. Got a good duel going on between Adams and Olivia Lackey. We are scoreless in Madeira Beach. This is Iowa softball from Learfield.
I thought I would like be more stable after the 2 innings. Nope.
Yep.
Nope.
You're good.
Second game, I'll be much better. Sure.
7-8-9 coming up for the Hawkeyes. Avery Jackson will lead things off, followed by Jalen Adams and Skylar Pogue taking on Olivia Lackey. Jalen Adams and Olivia Lackey matching zeros through the first 2 frames here in Madeira Beach. Victor Anderson, glad you're with us on the Hawkeye Radio Network on Learfield. As the Hawkeyes start their annual spring training trip. Swing and a miss for a strike. Avery Jackson, another one of the talented freshman brought in by Coach Gillespie. Takes that outside for ball 1. Jackson, one of 7 Hawkeyes to start every game this season. Does have a home run and 10 RBIs. It's all about being a little bit more consistent at the plate, only hitting $170. Takes the 1-1 for a strike, count is now 1-2. Talking with Coach Gillespie before the trip to Florida. The 2 biggest things for her was giving her team some rest, especially their younger players, and getting their studies out of the way before spring break and traveling to Florida. And now goes Jackson for Lackey's 3rd strikeout. Lackey will certainly go down as one of the greatest pitchers, if not the greatest pitcher in USA history. Do a complete game shutout a couple years ago in Tuscaloosa versus then top 10 ranked Alabama. Led the Jaguars to the NCAA tournament. Good hold by Adams, and the dirt base umpire agrees. And Jalen Adams making her collegiate debut. Those right, but bats left. That one gets inside for a strike count is even 1-1. You usually see that with some slap hitters, although the majority of slap hitters, they'll bat and throw from the left side. Adams looking to help herself and trying to get the first Hawkeye on base. And gets ahead 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike. Jalen Adams, 1 down on the top of the 3rd. Hawkeyes and Jaguars scoreless. Lackey spins the ball, brings it in front of her chest, brings it up, brings it home. Just below the knees. Back-to-back good-looking pitches by Lackey. But instead, the count is now 3-1. As the umpire will dust off home plate. 3 balls and a strike. And gets on the outside half, and the count is full, 3-2. Lackey with 3 strikeouts, just like Adams, has faced the minimum so far this afternoon. Adams will square that barrel, makes contact, but that will scamper the third base umpire out of the way and foul ground. It would do it again, 3-2. Part of a young roster for Coach Renee Gillespie in her 5th season with the Hawkeyes. Hawkeyes 5-2 on Friday to kick off when they kick off weekends. Good swing by Adams off the net, just towards the on deck circle, on in front of Poe, where she's up next. We'll do it again. 3-2. Lackey deals. Adams again fouls that one off. Adams will get that bat squared up again. 3-2, foul it off, netting just directly in front of us. Adams making Lackey battle here. With 1 away in the top of the 3rd, Hawkeyes and Jaguars scoreless. Adams will love to get on base here if she can, but she'll foul off a 5th straight pitch with the 3-2 count. Not bad for her first collegiate at bat. Valiant gets one of the top pitchers in the Sun Belt and one of the underrated pitchers in the nation, Olivia Lackey. Ground ball over the first, gets booted briefly by Stagner, but recovers for the 3 unassisted and the second out of the Hawkeye 3rd. So Adam giving some last second words to Alan Pogue, who will step into the plate. Pogue getting 200 this year with a home run and 2 batted in. Rounding out the Iowa order and is welcomed to Florida with a strike from Lackey, 0-1. 2 down at the top of the 3rd. Hawkeyes and Jaguars, no score. South Alabama on the back end of their twin bill today, 1-0 over Chattanooga. That ball, and like I said, I hit her hand, and I will bring out a visit from head coach Becky Clark. Now, I definitely heard from my vantage point that the bat, well, the question, I think the umpire said that the ball hit the hand first and then the bat, but that was a very close play, and the umpires are going to converge towards the left of the circle and have a conversation. Becky Clark, her 17th season leading the South Alabama program. It's hard to tell from their vantage point if they saw if the ball hit the knob of the bat of Skyland before it hit the palm. And they're going to check on Skyland as well. Make sure she's all right, favoring that bottom of that left hand of hers. And they're discussing whether she got hit by a pitch or the ball hit the knob of the bat. And I'll give a chance to Willems to have a chat with Coach Clark. And Carter also were talking with Coach Renee Gillespie. Some of the Jaguar fans having some warm-handed chiding with the umpire, and I believe the call will stand with the hit by pitch, much to Coach Clark and the Jaguar faithful's dismay. And probably after the conversation, they didn't have any good enough vantage points to definitively confirm if the ball hit the knob first. So hit by pitch stance. Hawkeyes with the first base runner for either side, and they'll bring up to the top of the order and Nia Carter. Carter popped out to short to lead off the Iowa first. Takes that upstairs, ball one. And the umpire giving a warning to a couple of South Alabama fans. Lackey trying to make that go for naught. A delayed steal, and she avoided the tag somehow. Over to second, the ball is not dead. Prong will go to third. She gambled, and she rolls snake eyes, and she gets thrown out to end the inning. She went to second, avoided the tag of Stagner, got the steal, and then hustled over to third, but got tagged out by Keel, and that will end the Iowa top of the third. So Nia Carter will have a clean slate to start things off. Bottom of the third we go. Hawkeyes and Jaguars still scoreless. This is Iowa softball from Learfield. Back at ROC Park in Madeira Beach, Florida. We go into the bottom of the third. Hawkeyes and Jaguars still scoreless, and the story of the game has been Olivia Lackey and the freshman Jalen Adams have there combined to allow one base runner, and that base runner got thrown out. Skylar Poe got thrown out trying to steal an extra 60 feet. 7-8-9 coming up for the Jaguars. Cordova, Welch, and Sims. Victor Anderson back with you on a warm Friday afternoon here at ROC Park in Madeira Beach, Florida. Just 35 minutes west of Tampa on I-275 and US 19 as Cordova takes strike one. Cordova this year hitting .259. No home runs, 4 runs driven in. Hitting an even 300 when she leads off for the Jaguars. That one's up and inside by Adams, throwing hard as she makes her first trek through this USA order. Zeros across the board for both sides. 1-1 is up and away. 2 balls and a strike for Cordova. Lisses Cordova, Bailey Welch, Marley Sims, 79 for South Alabama against the freshman Jalen Adams. Ground ball to second. Barnes just over to first. Guess they have number one. She flung that bat over towards the on-deck circle, almost clipped Bailey Welch. So Adams, 7 straight retired. Here comes Bailey Welch. Welch, the left fielder, batting for the left side, hitting 167 this year. Does have 2 RBIs to her credit. First pitch from Adams is down low, ball 1. Both teams have been really searching for offense or any sort of lean against these 2 hurlers today. The freshman Adams and the 5th-year senior Olivia Lackey for South Alabama. So far, the two hurlers have hurled nothing but zeros on the scoreboard. 1 ball, no strike. Adams very deliberate. Force deals. Gets on the outside edge as for a strike. Count is even 1-1. Iowa defense, Mattiello, Roman, and Carter, the outfield, left to right. Diaz, Barnes, Bennett, and Jackson, the infield from first to third. That one will just go over the Iowa dugout and just towards field number 1. Again, with the intimacy of these three fields in Madeira Beach, you will see foul balls on occasion come from one field to the other two fields. We had a foul ball come from field 1 over to our field back in when the USA second. Swing and a miss, and down goes Bailey Welch. 2 strikeouts for Jalen Adams, 2 down. He'll bring up the 9-hole hitter, the shortstop Marley Sims. Hawkeyes starting their spring break trip this week. Got a couple of days off from Coach Gillespie. Appeal to third. They say Sims did offer. Coach Gillespie really wanted the team to focus on their schoolwork, getting that done before they head over to Florida, and also resting up. He has some time to heal some nicks and bruises. That one's fouled off the screen, just over to our right, where South Alabama broadcast team is residing today. Again, Iowa and South Alabama, the only 2 schools to bring radio here to Madeira Beach. Charlie Harrison just 10 feet away over to my right. Matching the red that is worn by the Jaguars on this Friday afternoon. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Sims. 2 down here in the bottom of the third. Jalen Adams looking for her 3rd straight 1-2-3 frame. We'll have to wait 1 more pitch to do so, and that one is up in the zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Birds flying overhead just outside of right field. Take a look at the Hawkeyes in their baby Hawkeye, Jalen Adams, in her collegiate debut. Throwing up zeros and healing a foul ball that will almost caught Adams from behind. She was oblivious to it. She was trying to get the ball, almost was literally about 6 inches behind her. Thankfully, she had the bat to protect her. So we'll do it again with the count even 2-2. Gets in front of that one. It'll go out of reach in left field. Mattiello, the closest Hawkeye in the vicinity. Another 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball, and she gets just enough of it. And that'll be the first base hit of the afternoon for South Alabama. Sims just held that bat a split second longer, and that proved to be enough as she just poked it just through the left side. And South Alabama with their first base hit, and I'll bring the lineup, bring back to the top of the order, and Meredith Keel. Keel flew out to Carter in left center. First pitch up, and it's foul. Good throw over by Scallon Pogue behind the plate, but it was a foul ball. Jumped on that one quickly, and that ball goes fair. She had Keel out by a good 3 steps at first. Jumped on it quickly. Made it throw slightly going towards the third base line. 0-1. Since the left, that one will be playable, and room is there. It's Mattiello, and down go the Hawkeyes. And the Hawkeyes retire the Jaguars in the third. So Adams gives up her first base hit of the game, but leaves Sims stranded at first. No runs on a hit, 1 left. 3 innings in the books. Jaguars and Hawkeyes scoreless. This is Iowa softball from Learfield. Anderson welcoming you back to ROC Park of Madeira Beach, Florida. First game of the Hawkeyes spring break trip. Hawkeyes still looking for that first base hit of the afternoon. So far, Jalen Adams has been going pitch for pitch and 0 for 0 with Olivia Lackey, the reigning Sun Belt pitcher of the week. Hawkeyes will have the top of the order coming up at the top of the fourth with Nia Carter. Carter was up in the top of the third. But Skyland Pro got chased, got caught trying to steal second and third base. So Carter will come up with a fresh slate. Carter, Roman Bennett against the tall, powerful number 99, Olivia Lackey, who gives a strike to Nia 0-1. Carter, 658 as the leadoff hitter this year. Leading the Hawkeyes in average on base. Top 3 in slugging percentage as well. One hops in front of home plate. Nice stop by Willems, and Aaron throw it to Lackey. You figure coming into this game with South Alabama playing 2 games and playing Chattanooga first that the Hawkeyes would see Lackey, and that indeed was the case. Carter shows bunt. That one goes low. Makes it 2 balls and a strike to Nia Carter. Carter lines that one, gets down on the right field side, past Ortiz. Nice job cutting that off. Otherwise, Carter would have been sprinting over to second. But instead, Nia Carter with the first base hit of the afternoon for the Hawkeyes. The leadoff single gets Iowa in motion in the top of the fourth. So now they'll bring up Tatiana Roman. Roman struck out the first of 3 strikeouts for Lackey this afternoon. She swings at the first pitch. She gets that one to shallow left field, and just like that, the Hawkeyes with the top of the order doing their thing. Carter gets on with a single to right, and Roman now with a base hit to left. And I'll set the table for Tori Bennett, the freshman. As you hear the wind picking up just behind our broadcast position. Bennett popped out to Cordova at second base, then Iowa first. Bennett swinging at the first pitch, sends that to center. Brasher comes under and makes the catch. Carter will saunter back to second. Thought about tagging up, but that was too shallow to allow Carter a chance to tag up. So first and second, and 1 down for Iowa. An ideal situation for Delaney Lackler. Delaney fouled out to right to lead off the second. It's in for a call strike. Lackler trying to get the Hawkeyes on the board. 370 hitter with runners in scoring position, and a golden opportunity for her right now. Up above the Iowa with gold trimmed with white on the black jerseys this Friday afternoon. South Alabama with the red jerseys, white pants. South Alabama with white trimmed with blue. 2-1. That one's now low. The shoe tops of Denali. Lackler finally steps in. Jaguars get the sign from their pitching coach over on the first base side. Swing and a miss. So the count is actually 2-2. I misspoke previously. Count is 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hannah Campbell, the pitching coach for South Alabama, gives the sign to Williams and Lackey. Lackey is bars up quickly 2-2, and she rolls by Locklear for strikeout number 4. So the Hawkeyes in danger of wasting a tremendous opportunity for first and second and nobody out. It'll be up to the first baseman, Sammy Diaz, to extend the inning and get the Hawkeyes on the board. Diaz to center. That will drop in front of Brasher. Here comes Carter. Play to the plate is cut off. Sammy Diaz with an RBI single and gets the Hawkeyes on the board. It is 1-0. RBI number 9 on the year for Sammy. And we're seeing with his second time through the order being more aggressive against Locker. A lot of swings on the first pitch. Carter got her single on the first pitch. Bennett Roman got her single on the first pitch. And Bennett first pitch drops that to center. And the Hawkeyes have the 1-0 lead. And I'll bring up Grace Baines coming up. Grace popped out to short her first time up. Baines hits that to left. That will carry out the track, out the wall. Goodbye! Big fly for Grace Barnes, and the Hawkeyes break it open. Her first home run of the season, and it's 4-0 Iowa. The wind blew out just at the right time. Grace hit into the jet stream. And Grace Baines makes it 4-0 Iowa. All 4 runs for the Hawkeyes coming with 2 outs here in the 4th inning. Off one of the Sun Belt's premier pitchers, Olivia Lackey. Here comes Avery Jackson. Jackson takes strike 1. Jackson struck out to lead off the Iowa third. And a big inning for the Hawkeyes. Sammy Diaz with the RBI single. And then 2 pitches later, Grace Baines with her first home run of the season, a 3-run home run. Just past the Bronze Ladies sign over in left field. And the Hawkeyes have a 4-0 lead over South Alabama. Jackson takes someone upstairs. Makes the count 2 balls and a strike. Jackson trying to keep the train moving for Jalen Adams, the benefactor of this run support. She waits on deck for Iowa. Jackson was trying to send it 1-1 towards over the boat docks, over beyond the fence in dead center field, 2-2. Hawkeyes 4, Jaguars nothing. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count to Avery Jackson. Jackson will have to stay here. The umpire said Jackson dipped the left shoulder, so she'll have to stay in the box, and Coach Renee Gillespie will ask for a more detailed explanation. So anytime a batter does not make a clear attempt to avoid getting hit, then there's going to be an automatic dead ball. So that was the umpire was right there. So it's a dead ball, so it counts as a ball. So it's 3 balls and 2 strikes to Jackson. See if Lackey can take advantage of this reprieve. She does. She strikes out Jackson. And down go the Hawkeyes in the 4th, but not before Iowa picks up 4 runs, 3 of them off the bat of Grace Baines. Her first home run of the season. Iowa with 4 runs on 4 hits, no errors, nobody left on. While the halfway mark on this Friday afternoon in Madeira Beach. Hawkeyes 4, Jaguars nothing. This is Iowa softball from Learfield. Bottom of the fourth we go in Madeira Beach. Jalen Adams will pitch with a lead for the first time in her Iowa Hawkeye career. Hawkeyes getting 4 in the top of the fourth, 3 of them off the bat of Grace Baines with a 3-run home run. Hawkeyes lead 4-0, 2-3-4 coming up for the Jaguars. Brasher, Willems, and Ortiz. Brasher ground route. Bennett backhand and takes the knee and elects to eat that one to start things off for South Alabama. That would have been a tough play at short for Bennett. Knocked it down just enough, and with Brasher's speed scrambling out of the box, it would have been a tough play for the freshman shortstop to make. They'll credit Brasher with the singles. Here comes Stasha Willems for USA. Willems struck out. Swinging on the first pitch, similar to Iowa. That one's fouled off to the screen. Adams, 2 hits in 3 innings of work, no walks, 2 strikeouts. And she's been pitching solidly here for Iowa. And that was hit on the inside of the left leg as Adams coming in today, 0.69 ERA. And her and Brianna Vasquez have really been the anchors of a Iowa pitching staff under Brian Levin in his first year with the Iowa program. Adams 3-4, 0.69 ERA. He's only allowed 4 earned runs in 40 and a third innings of work coming into today. And Adams picking up right where she left off. That one just goes inside. Adams not known for her strikeouts, only has 20 in those 40 and a third innings, but opponents only hitting 176 against the talented freshman from Fort Dodge. 1-2. Up and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Victoria Ortiz waits on deck for USA. Hawkeyes, the visiting team in their game today versus the Jaguars. They'll be the home team in their next matchup versus Chattanooga, which will be coming up approximately 30 minutes after their final pitch. Lines to left. Nice job tracking back as Mattiello. She makes the catch. Brasher scampers back to first, 1 down. Willems got good contact, but again with the wind blowing, slightly blowing out, didn't hit it well enough and ends up being an L7 to Mattiello. And up comes Victoria Ortiz. Outside for a ball, runner goes over to second, and they got her on a beautiful throw behind the plate by Pogue. Makes the strike over to second base where Bennett was covering, and she cuts down Brasher 2-6. So 2 down, bases clear here in the fourth. She's been in the middle of a lot of the action for Iowa. That one will go foul. Jackson was losing her balance, trying to chase after that foul ball. Ortiz wore number 34 for the bulk of her college career, but prior to this year, she changed her number to number 12 in honor of her best friend at Baker High, one Amerly Montgomery, who played at the University of Mobile, tragically passed away a couple of years ago. Pair were her teammates in that 2015 state championship team, and she wears number 12 in Amerly's honor. Foul ball chases Stagner from the on-deck circle, and we'll do it all again, 0-2. Jalen Adams with her best start as an Iowa Hawkeye so far this afternoon. Looking for 4 innings of shutout softball. The 0-2. Ortiz sends that to right. That goes through the palm trees. That ball is gone. Victoria Ortiz will touch them all, and the Jaguars get on the board. It is 4-1. That ball was hit on a rocket. The only question is, would that ball stay fair? And it did with room to spare. So Adams gives up only her 4th home run this season. But it's a solo blast, so no damage. She still maintains a 4-1 lead. Here comes Dappy Stagner. First pitch fouls that one over to Jackson. Along third. And we'll have time call finally granted to Coach Becky Clark. Coach Clark, the elder stateswoman in the Sun Belt. This is her 17th season at the helm of the Jaguars. So that's South Alabama to some of their greatest success as a program. That was up and inside. Count is even 1-1. Jaguars made the NCAAs at 1. First time years from 2012 to 2015. Waking ball to right center. It'll be Carter cutting in front of Roman to make the catch. And now go the Jaguars in the 4th. So that caught stealing proves that to be huge for Iowa, as Ortiz's home run is only a solo shot and not a 2-run home run. 1 run on a pair of hits, nobody left on base. 4 completed 1. This is Iowa softball from Learfield. Top of the 5th we go. A 9-1 coming up for the Hawkeyes as they lead South Alabama 4-1. Victor Anderson, glad that you're with us. It'll be the freshman Jalen Adams leading things off for Iowa, followed by Skyline Progan in the top of the order, and Nia Carter taking on Olivia Lackey. Adams wings and misses, 0-1. 4 runs, 4 hits. No errors for Iowa. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors for the Jaguars. Only 1 runner left on base, that from South Alabama. That came in the 3rd after the 2-out single by Marley Sims. Adams showing a bunt. Bunts it high off the screen just to our immediate right and foul. All the scoring coming in the 4th inning. Hawkeyes with 4 runs on the board, all of them with 2 outs. 3 of them off the bat of Grace Barnes, a 3-run home run after an RBI single from Sammy Diaz. South Alabama getting on the board on the solo blast by Victoria Ortiz. Adams pops that to right. I will go in between the far walkway between fields 1 and 2. Hawkeyes will be playing there on Sunday, and they take on Bucknell. One more game coming up for the Hawkeyes this afternoon as they'll be taking on Chattanooga. Stay tuned to follow Iowa softball on social media for the updated first pitch times as Adams with the cue ball to shallow center. Brasher collects it in the glove with relative ease, one away. So Pogue will come to the plate. Stole second. Tried to take third as well. Tried to catch the Jaguar defense napping, but got caught to end the third. She swings through for strike one. And that's kind of an under her being thrown out. That set up the top of the order to hit for Iowa in the fourth with Carter, Roman, and Bennett. And Carter started in with a clean slate. Roman and Carter with back-to-back singles, and that 3 batters later set up the Diaz single, and then after her, Grace Baines with the 3-run bomb that has given the Hawkeyes the now 4-1 lead that they currently possess. 0-2. Ball strike 3. Now goes the catcher. Lackey with strikeout number 6. 2 away. Lotto will turn over for a third time with Nia Carter. Nia extended her hitting streak to 6 and her on-base streak to a dozen with a slicing single to ride in the fourth. This is outside ball 1. Hawkeyes this season 10-2 when they played the game's first run. They did that 4 times over in the 5th. And they are also 10-2 when they lead after 4 innings. This is up and inside. In comparison, when Iowa does not score the game's first run, they are 1-6. And when they do not lead after 4 innings, they are also 1-6. That one goes outside for Lackey. Lackey struggling to find her control. It is 3 balls and no strikes to Carter. So 3-0 to Carter with Tatiana Roman on deck. That one gets in the outside half for a strike. It makes it count 3-1. Iowa trying to get a 2-out base runner for the 3rd straight inning. After going down in order in the 1st and the 2nd. Carter with a timely bunt, and she'll get on safely to keep the inning alive for Iowa. It shows you the confidence that Carter had when you have a 2-2 count, when you can bunt, you have a 3-1 count, you have a strike to work with, laid down that bunt perfectly. And Nia Carter with a 2-for-3 afternoon. And I bring up Tatiana Roman. Roman had a first pitch single to left, back in the 4th. Tries to bunt her way on, but into the waiting glove of Meredith Keel. And that will end the inning for the Hawkeyes. So Lackey gives up the 2-out bunt single, but leaves her stranded at first. No runs on a hit, 1 left. 4.5 in the books. And Madeira Beach Hawkeyes still lead South Alabama 4-1. This is Iowa softball from Learfield. We go to the bottom of the 5th in Madeira Beach. Victor Anderson, glad you're with us here on the Hawkeye Radio Network from Learfield on what will be a busy weekend of action. Iowa baseball in Lubbock taking on Texas Tech. Hawkeye baseball off to their best start in over 8 decades. Picked up 20 strikeouts in a midweek victory versus Co. A 9-2 victory for Iowa baseball. 6, 7, 8 coming up. Number 6, Abby Allen leading things off for South Alabama. Takes that in for strike one. Adams this afternoon for Iowa has been stellar in the circle. 4 innings pitched, a run on 3 hits, the run a solo blast by Victoria Ortiz. No walks, 2 strikeouts. Now 55 pitches, 39 of which have gone for strikes. So South Alabama starting to figure her out a little bit. Those 3 hits have come in the last 2 innings. Cue ball, nice backhand by Bennett. Gets it over to Diaz at first, round number 1. Nice pick at short over by a freshman Bennett, and now bring up a Dallas Cordova. So Allen, second time, grounds out 6-3. Here comes Cordova. Grounded over to second, her first time up. First pitch swinging, that one will go foul, and not about going over to where we are, just outside the right-handed box on the third base side. Right near we're about in between the Iona and Princeton flags on the third base side on field 2. Down low. Count is even on the ball and strike. Those of you joining us late, Iowa and South Alabama, the only 2 schools to bring radio broadcasters to the spring games here in Madeira Beach. Here in the background, just over to our right, Charlie Harrison, the voice of South Alabama softball. Does a tremendous job probably covering that program. Does every game for the Jaguars when available, home, road, and neutral. Three one gets jammed, and that one will sail into field number 1. Almost a receipt, if you will, from the foul ball that came from field 1 to field 2 earlier today. And with these 3 fields being so close, you will see foul balls from whatever field they're playing on come over to field 2. Iowa hasn't got anything from field 3 as of yet. 3-2 down inside and ball 4. That'll be the first walk issued by Adams. So Cordova works a good at-bat, is rewarded with a walk. Gonna bring up Bailey Welch. Now I think the umpires are having a question about the count, because the scoreboard said 3-2. So I don't know if the umpire had accidentally said 3-2 when it should have been 2-2. Because if it was 2-2 and I was inside, and we'll have a conversation. Was there a dead ball? Was there a violation that warranted a ball being called? I didn't see anything that could have possibly have been the case. As Manny Gardner talking things over with Coach Renee Gillespie. You see South Alabama head coach Becky Clark waiting patiently, chatting with Marley Sim, who's on deck. And we're actually going to have a pinch hitter come on for South Alabama. It'll be Shelby Garrett coming in, pitch hitting for Welch. So Shelby Garrett, a freshman, will come in to pinch hit. Coach Gillespie still stating her case about what she thought Right now should be a 3-2 count, but instead of a free pass to Cordova, but the conversation goes without a change. Here comes the pinch hitter, Garrett for South Alabama. Fouls that one right in front of us. And for the record, nobody over here at our broadcast position flinched. In case you were wondering, for those wherever you're listening to us this afternoon. 1 out, 1 on. Hawkeyes up 4-1. Up and into the pinch hitter, Garrett. Wind is helping cool things off just a little bit here on this Friday afternoon in Madeira. Adams working quickly. Sky high pop up. And it'll be Bennett behind second in front of Baines. And Adams retires the pinch hitter Gary, 2 down. That'll bring up the shortstop Marley Sims. Sims picked up the Jaguars' first hit on a 2-out single in the third. Looking to start a 2-out rally and turn over to the top of the order in Meredith Keel. To center. Glancing over is Roman. She makes the catch in left center, and again Adams gives up a base runner but leaves them stranded. So the 1-out walk to Cordova goes with no further damage. 1 Jaguar left on base. 5 in the books at Madeira Beach. Hawkeyes 4, Jaguars 1. This is Iowa softball from Learfield. We go to the top of the 6th in Madeira Beach, Florida. Victor Anderson, glad that you're back with us here on the Hawkeye Radio Network from Learfield. We just saw assistant coach Mandy Garner having a chat with our home plate umpires before we start the proceedings in the 6th inning. 3-4-5 coming up for the Hawkeyes as they lead 4-1. Bennett, Locker, and Diaz. Olivia Lackey will bring the face mask out, hoping I can change her luck and success for South Alabama in the circle. Her first pitch to Bennett. Gets in for strike 1. Bennett steps out and look of perplexment. Bennett popped out to second to end the first and flew out to center. Her last time up in the 4th. And Bennett falls behind a Lackey 0-2. 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Hawkeyes. They've stranded a runner. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors for the Jaguars. They have left 2. Oh, 2. Bennett sends that to left. Welch will go back. Comes in, will make the catch. 1 down in the Iowa 6. First of 10 games the Hawkeyes will play in the Sunshine State over the next 2 weeks. We'll have 9 of the 10 games for you here in the Hawkeye Radio Network on Learfield. We're out to 5 games this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in Madeira Beach, and we'll be back with you next weekend in Tampa. It's part of the South Florida Showdown. First pitch blasted to left. That one will straddle the left field line for Welch. And 2 quick outs for Olivia Lackey here in the 6th. Olivia Lackey will, as I stated earlier, will go down as one of the greatest pitchers in South Alabama history. In the top 5 in the school in terms of various pitching categories. Sammy Diaz to the plate for Iowa. Jam, and that one will land on top of the first base dugout out of the reach of Stagner. Lackey comes into this weekend 5th all-time in wins. She will likely get to 4th and pass Beth Pilgrim during the middle of the season. And that one will drop into right field, and ball misplayed by Ortiz. And motoring into second unscathed is Sammy Diaz. So Diaz, and then the likely error on Ortiz trying to field that ball in right. And we'll see a pinch runner for Iowa and Riley Moss running at second for Sammy Diaz. Before Grace Baines will come to the plate, we will have our first visit in the afternoon in the circle for South Alabama. Pitching coach Hannah Campbell in her 8th season under Becky Clark, again her 17th season at the helm. Christina McCain, her longtime associate head coach, in her 14th season. We're mentioning Hannah Campbell, her 8th year at her position as an assistant coach and calling pitches. Becky Clark in her 20th season of coaching. First pitch, nice leaping catch by Sims to save a run in the inning for Iowa. Baines hit that a little bit too good, and Sims climbed the proverbial ladder and made the catch to save a run for South Alabama and Olivia Lackey. Could that be the play to turn the tide for South Alabama? No runs on 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left. Bottom of the 6th we go. Coach Gillespie right in front of us. Announcing Ben Ever will enter the game, and looks like we may have Coach Clark with her lineup card in hand. Make it the change official with Bennett re-entering the game after being lifted for a pinch runner. Top of the order, up in the bottom of the 6th, Keel, Bratcher, and Willems taking on Jalen Adams, who scattered only 3 hits. Hard ground ball. Bennett's there. Ball gets low and wide from Diaz. Keel will motor over into second. But Bennett's glove work was good, but the throw was just wide. Pulled Diaz off the bag, and Keel advanced on the throw to second. Actually, Diaz will re-enter the game. And put it right back in action. And here comes Mackenzie Brasher. Brasher shows bunt, and it's a called strike. Brasher grounded out to short and singled, but got thrown out trying to steal second. And a great play behind the plate. Okay. Hogue. So it's outside, ball one. So it'll officially be ruled an E6 on Bennett. And Keel advancing to second due to the miscue. And shows bunt. Nobody covering second. And it's a strike, makes it a 1-2. Hawkeyes leading 4-1 in the bottom of the sixth, trying to kick off their spring break trip with a W. Hops that one up. That will land over, just over to the basketball courts. Directly behind us to our right. Count stays 1-2. Sasha Willems on deck, and then Victoria Ortiz in the hole. Hit the solo home run in the fourth. Ground ball. That's to Bennett. This time makes it over in time to Diaz. One down. Keel has to remain glued at second. Another 6-3 ground out induced by Jalen Adams. Looking to get back to 500 in the season. Came in with a .69 ERA, has gone up a tick to .77. One of the top ERAs among freshmen in the nation. First pitch grounded just past the heels of Coach Clark. Sasha Willems 0 for 2, struck out to end the first. Line out to Mattiello in the fourth. Hawkeye infield playing a normal depth, outfield the same way. Hopped up. Adams, Jackson, no, it's Bennett instead. First it started to Adams, then Jackson said she had it, but then Bennett was the one that made the catch. So 2 down. Up comes Ortiz, and out comes Coach Gardner to have a chit-chat with her battery. Iowa leading 4-1 in the bottom of the sixth. Runner at second and 2 down. Victoria Ortiz, who produced the lone run for USA with a solo shot with 2 outs in the fourth at the plate. Coach Gardner will come on out, and our home plate umpire will come on over and ask the meeting to be adjourned, which it is. South Alabama 1-0 winners today over Chattanooga. They've only scored 2 runs in 12 2/3 innings of work. You got the run against Chattanooga as he's having a good time with a friendly ribbon from the Jaguar fans. And we got a foul ball. As I mentioned, that those foul balls on field 1, now field 3 with a foul ball. Wanted to join the festivities. For those of you who are keeping count, foul balls on 2 on field number 1 and 1 on field number 3. We will be keeping track of that throughout today's doubleheader. So now with no foul balls in play, Ortiz takes ball 1. Ortiz with 2 solid at-bats. Flew out to 11. A nice play by Mattiello to lead off the second. As we touched on, the solo home run in the fourth. Breaking ball by Adams just misses outside. Dirty changeup from the freshman Adams. Adams coming into today had only allowed 4 earned runs total in 40 in the third innings. He's given up 12 runs total, but again, only 4 of those runs earned. Lines that just past Bennett. We're going to left center field. Oh, brave around Keel. She'll score. Ortiz takes a wide turn. Will retreat back. Hawkeye free at first. Ortiz knocks in another two-out run and cuts the lead for Iowa in half. It's 4-2. So Ortiz picks up her second RBI in as many at-bats. And Gabby Snagner will come to the plate with 2 away. Snagner again swinging at the first pitch will send that in front of the concession stands this time. Again, with all the foul balls that have been lacking some game balls over on field number 2. You got 2 balls that left the 2 balls that left field 2, and several balls that were hit foul, and you needed some more game balls over on field number 2. That one misses down inside, 1-1. Foul ball, another foul ball coming over on the third from field 1. So it's 1-1 to count, and 1 foul ball on the field during this at bat. Just pulled foul. Patch Jackson at third makes it 1-2. Hawkeyes leading 4-2 in the 6th. But South Alabama threatening. Victoria Ortiz with the RBI single at first. Gabby Snagner 0 for 2. Popped out to third and flew out to Carter and right. Adams trying to keep the Hawkeyes in front. Ground ball off of Adams' glove. Recovers nicely. Though just a tick high, but Diaz corrals it. And that ends the threat for USA. But the Jaguars pick up another run of the Ortiz RBI single. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left. 6 innings complete in Madeira Beach. Hawkeyes 4, Jaguars 2. This is Iowa softball from Learfield. Iowa leading 4-2 as we go into the top of the 6th. Victor Anderson, glad you're here with us on the Hawkeye Radio Network from Learfield at ROC Park in Madeira Beach, Florida, part of the spring games and the first of 10 games of the Hawkeye spring break trip. And so far, the trip has proved to be fruitful for Coach Renee Gillespie and company. They lead 4-2 in the top of the 7th, bottom of the order. Coming up for the Hawkeyes, Jackson, Adams, and Pogue. And if any of them reach, you'll bring back to the top of the order and Nia Carter. Olivia Lackey still working strong on the hill. Takes that one inside, ball 1, does Jackson. Jackson 0 for 2. Pair of strikeouts. Lackey this afternoon, 6 innings pitched, 6 hits, 4 runs, all earned. No walks and 6 strikeouts on 85 pitches. Hops that one up with room to spare is Willems makes the play. 1 down in the Iowa 7th. So now up comes Adams. Adams today 0 for 2. Grounded out back to Stagger and flew out to center. Looking for her first base hit of her career. She's 0 for 12. Does have an RBI to her credit. Takes strike one from Lackey. Coach Gillespie with plenty of options available in game 2 as the Hawkeyes will take on the Mocs of UT Chattanooga. Adams falls behind 0-2 to Olivia Lackey. I mentioned Olivia Lackey and her numbers for her career. It's already top 5 all the time. Back up to walk ratio. Adams sends that to center, but Brasher with the win, assisting, makes the catch. 2 down on the Hawkeyes 7. Hawkey comes up. Catcher's been very solid in a pair of at-bats today. Got hit by a pitch and had to steal before getting caught stealing, trying to go to third at the end of third. With the long at back versus Lackey before striking out, looking in the 5th. One ball, no strikes, and a 9-hole hitter to catcher for the Hawkeyes this afternoon. That one will go foul. This time past the concession stands into the tennis courts on the far side behind field number 3, where the Hawkeyes will be playing tomorrow afternoon. Taking on Princeton and Lehigh. Swing and a miss, falls behind 1-2. Princeton game will be at an estimated 10:30 Central, 11:30 Eastern first pitch. Our pregame show will start at 10:15 Central, 11:15 Eastern. And then the game versus Lehigh will be approximately 30 minutes after the conclusion of Princeton. And then Sunday's game versus Bucknell at approximate 10:30 Central first pitch, 11:30 Eastern, 11:30 local time, 10:30 Central. Well, our pregame will start 15 minutes before that on the Hawkeye Radio Network. This is a tail away. A good job out of catcher to work the count full 3-2. Full count with Nina Carter on deck. Lackey with a payoff pitch. And we'll do it all again as we saw Jaguar fan. Jaguar fan flinched back and he said, I've had enough. I'm going to take a walk. And we'll do it all again, 3-2. Skyler trying to reach, and instead she falls victim to Olivia Lackey for the second time. Lackey retires the Hawkeyes in order for the first time since the second. Adams 3 outs away for picking up a victory, but she will give way in the circle. We'll tell you about the new pitcher coming up. Hawkeyes 4, Jaguars 2, headed to the home 7th, Iowa softball in Learfield. Bottom of the 7th, Denali Locker will come in to try and preserve the win for Jalen Adams and the win for the Hawkeyes. in their first game in Madeira Beach. 6-7-8 coming up. Abby Allen will send that one foul just behind, just towards field number 3. Final numbers for Adams. She pitched spectacularly this afternoon. 6 innings of work, 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, a walk, and 2 strikeouts on 81 pitches, 56 for strikes. And Blocker can shut the door on 6-7-8, Abin, Cordova, and Welch. She'll preserve Adams' 4th win and pick up her 2nd save of the season. Blocker this year, 1-0, 2.43 ERA, making her 7th appearance in relief, 9th overall. As outside, it's a 2-1. Coach Gillespie not afraid to utilize her pitching staff to get the optimum result. Mitchell Lacker leads the Hawkeyes with 7 appearances out of the bullpen. Check swing from Allen. Fouls it off. Allen 0 for 2, a pair of groundouts to short. Allen, Cordova, Welsh, this portion of the lineup 0 for 5 with the walk. Hawkeyes 4, Jaguars 2, bottom of the 7th. Swing and a miss. Nice job over by Pog to break the throw over the left shoulder of Allen to complete the strikeout. So 1 down. Bring up O'Dalley's Cordova. Cordova 0 for 1, walked in the 4th, walked in the 5th, grounded out in the 3rd. One hops that one in front of Pogo, and 1 ball, no strikes. Iowa got all 4 of their runs in the top of the 4th with 2 outs. Diaz with an RBI single and a 3-run home run from Baines. Ground ball back to Locker. She'll underhand it to Diaz, and the Jaguars are down to their final out. So 2 down, we'll have another pinch hitter come on for South Alabama, and it will be in the form of the senior Emma Kropp. So Kropp will pinch hit. For Welch. That's the final hope for South Alabama. As again, the wind continuing to it's been blowing out to right field the majority of the afternoon. Locklear greased the pinch hitter with strike 1. Iowa 4, South Alabama 2. Home half of the 7th. Hawkeyes trying to preserve the win for the freshman Jalen Adams. See her record go to 5-4 in the year, and Locker's 1 strike away from doing so. Jalen Adams, 6 strong innings in the circle. Grace Baines, a 3-run home run. And Locker trying to preserve the win. The 0-2 pitch. She struck her out. They'll throw her to first. Hawkeyes win. Locker with 2 strikeouts shuts the door on South Alabama. And Iowa starts off their spring break trip in the win column as Iowa knocks off the Jaguars by the score of on 6 hits. 1 error, they strand 2 for South Alabama. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors, they leave 3. Jalen Adams picks up the win. Her record is an even 4-4 on the season. Olivia Lackley's tacked with the loss. She falls on the season to 7-4. So the Jaguars split their day here in Madeira Beach. And Iowa starts off their trip to Rock Park with the W and will look to be 2-0 on the day when they take on UT Chattanooga coming up very shortly. Hawkeyes and Mocs set the new battle at 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. local time here in Florida. Our pregame show will take place at 2:45 Central, 3:45 local time here on the Hawkeye Radio Network as we get set for a busy day of action for Iowa softball and Iowa baseball. As Iowa baseball, number 23 in the nation, will take on Texas Tech in Lubbock. We'll give you the broadcast details about that later on during Game 2 of our twin bill. Our player of the game, Jalen Adams did a tremendous job in the circle, but Grace Baines, the 3-run home run, her first of the season in the 4th inning, capping off that 4-run frame, which proved to be more than enough for Jalen Adams and Denali Locker, who picks up the save, her second of the season, and Adams with the win. She is now 4-4 on the campaign. We will talk to you later on this afternoon at 2:45 Central, 3:45 local time here from Madeira Beach at ROC Park as the Hawkeyes look to go 2-0 to start their spring break trip as they take on the Mocs of UT Chattanooga. This has been Victor Anderson. You've been listening to Iowa Softball from Learfield. We'll talk to you later on this afternoon here from Madeira Beach. Final score, Hawkeyes 4 and Jaguars 2 until 3:45 Eastern, 2:45 Central. This has been Iowa Softball from Learfield. Have a good afternoon. We'll talk to you later on today.